fence at us.
Right. I'm like, what's
Fix
the
your
tea?
frame.
There
The
we
big
go. There
thing.
we
Fix.
go.
There you go. There you go. Looking like an old man driving. All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like and subscribe on your way in. We are giving free game for the fellas tonight. This story is intriguing. This story is very intriguing to me regarding Raymond Santana and Delicious reality star because Raymond Santana, if you guys don't know, Raymond Santana was one of the Central Park Five, which are now being called the Exonerated Five. And if you weren't around and don't know the story, or you too young to remember, Central Park Five was basically five teenagers, little boys, who got accused of sexually assaulting a woman in Central Park. Okay, hence Central Park Five. Now, they did not do it. They have since been exonerated with DNA and the confession of that actual attacker and criminal. Although, Trump made sure because Trump called for their deaths in the newspaper in New York City after he heard the story, even though there was no evidence and the trial hadn't happened. Trump, bought some pages way back. This happened in the 80s? Help me out, y'all. In the 80s this happened? Was it the 90s or the 80s? It was the 80s.
Oh, it was the late 80s.
Yeah, it had to be the 80s because
Yeah,
I'm thinking 90s. Okay, so this happened in the 80s. And when it happened, of course, no one was ever thinking Trump would be president. But Trump, what he did was he called for their deaths in the newspaper. And the kids were innocent, but they were coerced by the police department, detectives. There's a lot of shit involved for them to confess. They forced confessions out of them. And then they were unjustly locked up for 8 years. I think one of them, the most they did was probably 9. I think Corey King Wise did more years because he was older than the other kids. So anyway, they were exonerated. So now they're calling them the Exonerated Five. One of those men, Raymond Santana, got out of prison and met him some Delicious. Now, I don't know where they met. I don't know if they met. I'm sorry. They met online. My bad. They met online. They dated for a couple months and then they got married.
I'm sorry, my mind went somewhere because I'm looking at you and I'm like, was Delicious going for trans Latina? Because she kind of looks like you in that picture, right? I'm like, hold on. I had to squint for a minute and I'm like,
Lily, it is not me. It's Delicious. I promise you, it's Delicious.
Okay, well, that's what we'll go with tonight. That's what we'll go with.
But I could have thrown up a picture of me in place. Okay.
You really could. Because I'm like, okay.
It is not me, but just for shits and giggles, let's see that picture one more time.
Seriously. She is really giving trans Latina realness. Don't say it like Don't say to walk up to her and start speaking Spanish. He's like, you're my preference. You're my preference.
You're that girl.
I've been looking for you my whole life. I've always wanted a Latina like you.
Oh my goodness. Woo. And then he'd meet her children, and her children all look like this. And he'd be confused.
I can't. I just can't.
So the reason why it took so long backstage was because I wanted to get material to show you guys. Tonight's going to be a show and tell. I told the fellas, this is free game tonight. We're going to teach you some things about women and what women do to pretend they like you. I'm telling you, tonight, this is going to be a good show to watch tonight. Okay, y'all going to love me after this. Y'all usually hate me. Y'all going to love me tonight. Don't get too warm and fuzzy. You may hate me tomorrow. Okay, you know how I do with y'all. Don't get too comfortable with me. So here's the history. I gave you the history of Raymond Santana, why he's famous in New York, right? He was wrongly accused and locked up for many years, right? And we have to consider, Lily, no saint, we have to consider that he got locked up, as a teenager, a very young boy, very young, impressionable boy, and he lost his entire teen. I mean, you know what I mean? He lost 8-9 years. It's a long fucking time behind bars when you're an innocent kid, right? You're an innocent, impressionable kid. These weren't like career criminals. These were just kids running around the Bronx like I used to. You know what I mean? Just some kids that got caught up in some shit because what happened was after that woman was sexually assaulted, they rounded up a bunch of teenagers and just like started throwing them, you know what I mean, in prison. It was like, okay, you did it, because they needed someone to be convicted. So, okay, let me read you what happened with Delicious and Raymond Santana. And I say his history because he wasn't privy to Delicious like we were. Okay, we knew Delicious. We knew her character on TV. We knew who she dated, mostly athletes and things like that, and what have you. She has a child with an athlete. She has a couple kids, but I know one of the kids is from an athlete. So, you know, she was the hip hop girl, right? She was in music videos. She was that girl, right? We know Delicious. However, maybe if you're locked up, you may not know of Delicious like we, know of her. So I understand dude was probably a little ignorant to her entire, career and journey and all of that, right? I'm sure he caught up quickly. So it says here, Raymond Santana of the Central Park Five has officially filed for divorce from his wife of nearly 2 years, Delicious. The pair met over Instagram in 2019 and wed 6 months later. During the pandemic, they attempted to strengthen their relationship on VH1 series Couples Retreat last year, but it seems things didn't work out. According to court documents obtained by TMZ and filed in Georgia, Santana and Delicious separated on November 7th. The 47-year-old contends his marriage with the reality star is irretrievably broken with no hope of reconciliation. Neither side is seeking alimony. Fast forward, she did seek some cars and some money, and I got a video of him talking about that. So I guess she changed her mind after, right? So again, look at what we are saying here, okay? I have to bring up the thumbnail for you all once again. Why? Because that's Raymond Santana on the left. Not particularly attractive, just being honest. We could keep it 100 on the block. We know who's mainstream attractive and who isn't. We know who's average and who isn't. You guys are quick to say it when it comes to women. Okay, we know who's average at best when it comes to women. So we can talk about the guys too. He's average at best, right? Not very attractive. Then you have Delicious on the right. Gorgeous woman now after her transformation, right? From head to toe.
That's some good work. That's
some great work. That's some great work. I mean, she's always had a fat ass, but
Mhm.
now she's, a beautiful, mainstream looking, light-skinned, Latina-ish black woman, right? Latina-ish, right? Not blackish, but Latina-ish, right? So when right? So when we look at these two people, right? Raymond Santana met her on Instagram, and he thought that he can get her. Not only get her, but get her to fall in love with him, right? Well, stranger things have happened. No Saint's wife is beautiful. She's a hottie. Okay? I've dated ugly guys.
And so was Moxie.
Happens.
And so was Moxie.
You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. I'm not saying it can't happen. I love a good Picasso face. You guys know me.
So do I.
Right? Right? I don't only date pretty boys. I like guys a little rough around the edges. You know what I mean? Question their history. I don't like a guy that's too clean cut. Saint looks all innocent. He looks like he saves kittens from the trees and shit. Sometimes I like a guy that you may wonder, this guy looks like he may or may not have hid a body or aided in hiding a body. I'll see what he's about. That's how women think. So Raymond Santana saw this video vixen, reality show star with the biggest ass on the internet, okay, and thought, I got a shot. I'm a nice guy. I got a shot. Went forward. A couple months later, put a ring on her finger. Now, let me tell you, because I'm mama hen. His comments, I mean, for rows and rows and rows, people were like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I remember.
Don't do it. Do you remember that, Lily?
I remember very clearly.
I remember it to the point where I even said something to him. Because he's a really nice guy. You could talk to him online. He'll talk back. I even said something. I was like, hey, Raymond, what's up? Congrats. But, you've been through a lot. So be careful. That's what I said verbatim. I said, you've been through a lot, so be careful. He replied, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Now, went further than that. I guess he got tired of many people telling him, don't do it. That's delicious. Do you not know who that is? Like,
I know she looked different.
right. Right.
Baby.
But it's still delicious. Now, he became very combative with his audience and he started posting videos saying that people need to mind their business, that he's going to do what he's going to do, and they love each other. That's, So, Lily, again, we got to, okay. All right. So, a couple months later, puts the ring on her. And here's some free game, guys. All right. Body language, body language, body language. I know a lot of you guys are clueless about body language. You guys now some of you are assholes and will persist and pursue a woman just for the challenge to see if she has a lonely Saturday night or she's mad at her boyfriend. I get y'all. But a lot of other you guys are really clueless. And there's nothing wrong with being clueless. You shouldn't be shamed for it. Okay. You guys are not built to be as intuitive as women are or as meticulous as women are. You guys build buildings. Okay. We nurture children. So there's a difference in biology, and I get that. You should not be shamed for not fucking knowing shit, right? And you guys a lot of times are fucking clueless about women, and I mean clueless. We can see it from a mile away. Lily, can you not look at a picture and be like, she's not feeling him?
Yes, and let me tell you, yes. And other women can look at another, like look at a couple, look at another woman and read her down. Like read her down. So, and of course, you like him, like Raymond, they typically say, I'm good.
Listen, a couple of times I had to school my friends, right? I'm that girl. My friends would be like, oh yeah. So I was like, that's not how much an abortion costs, but listen, I'm that girl. Like my friends would call me, hey, I'm with this girl. I think she did this. She said the condom. I was like, she just got you for $1,500. Yeah, but you can do what you want with that information. I don't know. She has insurance. She has medical. Yeah, I'm that girl. I'll let my guy friends know this one's full of shit. That one's full of shit. However, when you're blinded, like the way I feel Raymond Santana was, and this is no knock on him. He's like, oh my God, look at this beautiful woman with this big fat ass. She's could be Latin, could be black. I'm liking this. She's showing me attention. Out of all those people that are in the comments, she wants little old me. Right? And that's what happens to men. And that's why I'm asking the question tonight. Are men too lustful to pick better? Because remember, when women pick bad, what do they tell us, ladies? Pick better.
Pick better.
You should have picked better. Y'all want the Pookie and the Ray Rays. That's what y'all get. Because y'all want the Pookie and the Ray Rays. So I'm telling y'all want the deliciouses. That's what y'all
Question.
get. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you
ma'am.
might be on your way to answering this question. But was there some sort of settlement that Raymond got from being wrongfully accused? I'm just
I thank you so much for throwing that in there because I would have ran right over it. So
I'm glad you didn't because that's important.
Okay, and I'm glad you reminded me. Another part of the case after they were exonerated, Central Park 5 did sue. So let's see. Let's Google rather quickly, unless somebody in the chat could beat me to it. What was their settlement for that lawsuit?
Let's see.
You guys can beat me to it if you like.
Okay.
I'll Google.
Okay. It says 41 million.
Okay, that's what I got on my end as well. So they split $41 million amongst 5 people, but one of them got a little more money, and I do believe it was Corey King Wise because he spent the longest time in there, if I'm not mistaken, because he was older. One of them got more than the rest. But either ways, they split $41 million amongst them. That was fucking international news. It was all over that they won. It was a big fucking deal that they won that money. So Delicious knew. I knew. Lily, you knew. No Saint, you knew, right? We all knew. So I'm guessing Delicious knew.
I didn't know how much, but yeah.
Okay. We could take an educated guess and say the Delicious knew too, right? I could be wrong. I'm just taking that educated guess.
I think she stays on top of these things. like Evelyn Lozada.
Right.
Maybe that's her inspiration.
You never know. I believe that Evelyn actually she's one of those fanatics. She always makes sure, and Evelyn is a beautiful woman. I'm not taking that from her at all. But she's one of them girls that always know where the athletes are partying or hanging out or staying, right? She always knows. So let's do some quick math here. Give or take, $41 million divided by 5 is 8.2. Okay, so that's $8 million, 200,000, give or take, right? And then, of course, there's taxes. Either way, Raymond Santana is a fucking millionaire. He's a millionaire. We all knew it, okay? So they met on Instagram, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. So let's take it back to, and guys, if you have any questions in the chat, you want to super chat, a comment, or whatever, feel free to do so. You can always support the show. Cash App On the Block with Jen as well. And that is scrolling on the bottom so you don't forget. So now let's get into some lessons, okay? Now, with this said, this is a not all some situation. However, use this loosely tonight, okay? Because body language never lies. Women lie. Body language never fucking lies. And I'm not only the haircut president, I'm also a client. I've done this, okay, with people I sort of liked. We've all done this shit. You guys have done it with chicks too. So don't look at me like you crazy, okay? All right. So let's look at some show and tell, Lily. When you look at Raymond Santana and Delicious in their pictures, she uses him as some sort of accessory. The body language is never her going towards him. It's always him going towards her. That's what happens in a relationship when one person is more involved emotionally than the other person. Women, when we love a man and we are into you and we are neck deep and we are possessive, we're all over you. We're every fucking picture. We're all over you, cheek to cheek. We are all over you. The concentration of the photo is on you. This is mine. I'm with him. Whether it's a hug, whether it's the titty press. You guys, I taught you guys about the titty press a while back, okay? The hug, and then she puts her titty on his side and shit like that. You can tell when a woman is into a man, especially at a wedding. Now I'm going to pull up some pictures for you and you tell me logically, because guys aren't very good at body language, but you tell me logically, this is a woman that looks like she's into this man, about to marry this man, and then finally marry this man. Check these pictures out, okay? Now they're giving very much gay best friend or male friend. This is how I take photos with my male friends, okay? So here's one. She's literally blocking his face from hers with her hand there.
Oh, she made it all about her.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Addition, Lily, because that's another thing. When women, and Kim Kardashian does this with her children.
All the time.
Kim Kardashian does this with her children. Her child, and you know who else does it? Gabrielle Union does it as well. Does it as well. Some women, their children are accessories. And if you watch any photo with Kim Kardashian, it almost looks like she's bothered that her children are in the picture, but she'll include them.
Sometimes she leaves them on accident.
Oh, yeah. I've seen her do it. So when Kim Kardashian is taking pictures, and there's video of her saying, like, go with Chris, so she can finish taking her pictures on a red carpet. And that's another thing. Women, when they're taking a picture with someone that they're not really into, specifically a man, the picture is all about them, to the point where you can cut him out and it'll look like she was there by herself. There is no body language towards him. There is no leaning on him. There's no love. There's no affection. You could literally cut the man out and she'll look like she was by herself. So there's a difference between this, leaning on him, and then like this. Like if I cut you out, I'm going to look like I was there by myself, right? So let's look at some of Delicious pictures, right? Oh, look, the kissy face. Here I am with my friend.
Right.
Here I am with my friend.
God damn.
Oh, look, another kissy face. Here I am with my friend.
Right.
Here I am with my friend.
He's doing the lane. She's not.
Now, peep how she uses him as an armrest. Remember,
Right.
I told you guys before, especially you shorter guys, don't let taller people use you as an armrest. Don't let taller people use you as an armrest. Do not do it. Aesthetically, it makes you look weak. Don't let a dude do this on your arm, especially if you're shorter. You stand up fucking straight with your back straight. Put your hands in your pockets. Do that corny point and shit y'all do like we can't see the person next to you. Do anything but be used as a fucking armrest. Stop
The
doing that.
the pointing makes me valid. The pointing makes me
Me
valid.
too, but they won't stop doing it, Lily.
I know. I just have to accept it and just take it to my maker. But
They
yeah.
point to the other guy like we don't see him. So look at how repeatedly this woman uses this man who she looks up to. This is her man. This is her husband as a fucking armrest.
Oh wow.
Armrest. Armrest.
Oh wow.
Armrest.
I mean, I haven't seen chemistry yet.
Armrest.
Oh my god.
Okay. This picture is all about her.
Yeah.
He is forever an armrest. Oh, look at this one.
Oh, this is so telling.
Look at the space in
This
between them here.
this looks like the first date of a blind date.
Mm-hmm. Now I do have.
I mean,
Where
I am
is
really
it?
tripping on how, like, I would literally, if she knocked on my door, I wouldn't know who she was.
Now I got to show you the doozy, the wedding photo. This one really, this wedding photo is really gonna blow your mind. Now this is the wedding photo. This is when she was vowing to love this man for the rest of her life. You guys got to learn the church hug and the church kiss. Okay, the church hug and the church kiss is another telltale sign a woman is not into you. Let me pull this up.
The same hug you give grandma.
Yeah. It's usually the hug when you keep your pelvis and your waist area away from the guy
Mhm,
and you're kind of hugging him like this.
out. Yeah.
And then the kiss where it's like, that kiss. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to learn y'all tonight. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all got to listen sometimes.
And I
Okay?
like what George said. He said, I've said for a long time, young men need to have a female mentor to help them understand how women think and how they feel. George, that is the most golden, because I got my male mentors. I got mine.
Let me pull up that comment. That's amazing. Thank you, George. I've said for a long time, young men need to have a female mentor to help them understand how women think and how they feel. That's one of the best comments I heard up here in a long time, because what men are doing is they're going to other men to understand the nature of women. You will never understand the nature of women. You will never do it. And I put it to the test. I was on a podcast, Black Eyes podcast, where they interviewed me, and the gentleman interviewing me started bringing up body count. And I told him, well, what's the body count of your girlfriend? Told you guys this story, but what's the body count of your girlfriend? He was like, oh, it's only been like 4 or 5. How do you know? Because she told me. I said, you're so sweet. You believe her.
Cute.
And he was a deer in the headlights, because he realized at that moment, he will never fucking know. He will never know. See, a vagina doesn't have a little ticker on the side that counts how many penises go in it.
That could have been 5 and 6 in one night.
Right. Exactly. You will never know.
That could have been that one night at the frat party. Got out of hand.
And I told him, I said, you're so sweet, you believe her. I literally said it like that. You will never know. That's why the best thing is to have a female mentor, not a bitter man who's telling you, oh, this is how women are gonna be. They will never know. Definitely not know more than I know a woman's nature. Ever.
No. And then they'll rebut with this, me, because it's tight. Okay. Wow.
Poor thing.
That's all I can say, because I'm just like, I'm not in an educating mood today, so I'm just going to go ahead and
you poor thing. But again, they want to tell other men more about women than women. They don't. The being bitter, getting fucked over for a meal, a steak, getting cheated on does not make one an expert on female nature. It just makes you an expert on what you experience. That's it. And I use that loosely because sometimes you don't even know why the fuck it happened to you. Okay? So going back, let's pull up the wedding picture. Yeah. This was the day that she's saying forever with this man. Dude. This is forever.
Oh, all about her again.
Okay. Look at the picture on the right. Let's look at the picture on the right. She barely is touching that man. Actually, he's barely touching her waist. It's all about her. She's looking away from him, right? And we're like, no, that's just one picture. Maybe another picture she was kissing him. Well, let's look at the kissing picture. Look at her arms. Look at her arms behind his head.
Double armrest.
Double armrest extended, not embracing him. And she's trying to give that romantic kiss, but we know, ladies, we know that kiss, don't we? We know that kiss.
Is she holding flowers? I can't tell.
Yeah, she's holding flowers.
Okay. Well, she should put the flowers now.
Absolutely.
But in the picture to the right, the only thing I can think of is a photographer. He must have given up or something. He must have,
That happens a lot.
you know, he's like, yeah, okay.
I love that you said that because a wedding photographer will try to get the most romantic moments. So he was probably like, look, just y'all, who's going to pay me? I'll take the pictures. Who's paying me out there? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe. If you missed the beginning of this, because we're not going to be on here long tonight, but if you missed the beginning of this, I laid down some free game for the men about the shit women do to get you caught up. So if you missed it, rewind. Save this one. Okay. You're gonna want to refer back to this one and teach your children. Because them podcasters are not going to teach you what we're teaching you tonight. Okay, so I showed you guys the pictures, right? Now, here's the only issue I had with Raymond Santana, and much respect for not only him, but all Essential Part 5 that survived that. They did a Netflix series. Ava DuVernay did a Netflix series called When They See Us. That was phenomenal. I mean, it is devastating. It is triggering, beautifully done. You get to see what these boys went through, and on a tiny scale, because you can't really grasp what they went through over 9 years in a couple hours, right? But they told the story. They told the story very well. Salute to all 5 of them. They went through hell. With that said, Raymond. So let me play the video of him talking about this relationship. Let's just humor it.
So, but I started to see the behavior started to change. I started to see the shift in the energy. And so I knew that person was no longer with me, right? And so, I confronted that, I confronted my partner. I confronted her several times. And I said, look, I see it. You're not here no more. You just have to be real with yourself.
Right. Is this what you want to do? Are you ready for this?
And so, then came with, we had the conversation. We actually sat down, and because I knew already that I was being cheated on. I already knew that was infidelity in the marriage. No matter what they said about me, I never cheated, right?
Right.
I never cheated. I never stepped outside of my marriage. And there was a lot of people that was in this circle who were there. They know the truth.
I told you the truth. Your comment section told you the truth. Yeah, we were there. We saw it happening. We saw it.
Wow.
We saw it happening.
They always do this though. After you done told them, they come back with the violin, the tiny violin, and you're like, what are we? The damage is done now, sir.
oh man. It's like it's like when you go to an amusement park and you know that ride's gonna make you sick, but you gotta get on it. You're like, this ride's dangerous. I'm probably gonna get sick, but the allure and just the excitement of the moment gets to you.
Got you.
So let's
Okay.
see here a minute. Let's do this real quick, because that's an excellent point.
Mhm.
It's an excellent point, no saying.
You know,
Very
I mean,
good
yeah, I
analogy.
mean, think about it. I mean, everybody can tell you, listen, last time you went on that ride, or hey, I went on that ride. I'm telling you right now, you know, there's you're gonna get sick, or they tell you some kind of danger, you know. There's shit in the seat. Something. And it
Something.
doesn't stop you because in the moment you're looking and it doesn't even matter. And
Right.
then those excuses that you're talking about, everybody, you know, when your parents are telling you, listen, you need to have a career, you know, you need to get all this done. Oh, but we love each other. We'll make it work. They telling you now this ain't gonna work.
Right.
But you still go ahead and push through because you're in the moment and you don't want to hear the reality that people are telling you because hell, this is the, you can't afford that car. That note's $800, but somebody gave you a loan and you're going to go buy that car even though you can't afford it. It's just, it's for guys, that's how it is.
So
It
this is the ride he wanted to get on here. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. That's the ride he wanted to get on. And he thought that this woman, out of all the athletes and rappers and actors and singers, he said, no, she wants me. Right? She wants me. And here's the thing. I don't care what she did with her vagina. She could have gave it to 5,000 people. That's not why I'm going to say what I'm about to say. Okay. However, I know for a fact the people that have dealt with Delicious were probably looking at Raymond Santana laughing at him like, yo, she caught one. She caught one. She didn't catch me. She caught one. I had a
Right.
good time. Right? She caught one.
Yep.
She caught one.
Yep. Because they
Right?
know it for it works.
Absolutely. And then 6 months later, you marry her. Though every fucking picture, you're her armrest.
Oh wow.
Armrest. She ain't even close to you in this one. I mean, there's, that right there is the fucking divide of Moses. Then, gay friend, kissy face. This one, I don't even want you near my face.
No.
So
She don't even know he's in that picture.
It
The
seems
last
like
one.
every picture that she's in, she is the only thing that she's doing. Well, the only thing you can see is she's saying, "This is what caught him." She's got her boobs in position
Yes.
where he can look down and hypnotize.
Yes. And let me tell you, it's a big ass. This isn't the average. And Delicious had big pounds of ass before this BBL shit blew up the way it's blown
okay,
up.
Oh yeah,
okay.
No,
yeah.
Delicious. No, that's what she was known for. No, Saint.
Literally.
Okay, she was a butterface, a little rough on the face, but the biggest ass to the point where you forgot her face. Right. So thank you for the super chat. Kaiki Mateo, is No Saint alive or is it a cardboard cutout? He's very much alive. Thank you for the super chat. But it goes back to what George Cook said. I've said for a long time, young men need to have a female mentor to help them understand how women think and how they feel, because men are in love and attracted to beauty. And you can't look past that. And I can stand next to a man and smile and then pretend I want to, when I was younger, not now. Now I'm like, I don't fucking like you, right? So
I can't do that. I don't got the energy now. That's some young people's games. I can't do it no more.
So yay for age, right? Yay for age. However, even men can't even deal with that. They can't even deal with that. Right? They can't even deal with why you're so abrasive. Why? No, it's better than I'm like this because I could have ran you ragged because all you're looking at is this. So be happy that women like me exist, and we're going to straight up tell you, I'm not feeling you. I don't like you. Because I could run you ragged because all you're looking at is this. Pay attention. I taught y'all some shit tonight. Pay the fuck attention.
Especially when she knows he's wide open the way this guy is wide open. And if she is a person who is her number one goal is resources, if that's what her number one goal is, and then she got this guy who was locked up for a certain amount of time and then got a settlement, she's like,
Jackpot.
like
Jackpot.
seriously, jackpot, the easiest heist ever.
So that makes me think, how disgusting, because come on, I'm sure Delicious slept with men she didn't like before. So how disgusting was Raymond Santana or horrible in bed that she could not even keep up the act anymore and just got to cheating? Because I believe him. I believe that she cheated, and I believe that he didn't. I totally believe it. This man was locked up for 9 years, fresh out, okay? Now, they've been out for a couple years, but in comparison to the life Delicious has lived, he's fresh out. Okay, and he lost a lot of his youth, right? And who knows what happened to him in prison. They were young, they were kids.
Right.
Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. She won Flavor of Love and dated Busta Rhymes. Also from the other night, Erica Mena is the woman DJ Envy cheated. Oh, Erica Mena, yes, is the woman DJ Envy cheated on. Yeah, absolutely. That got a lot of publicity. Yeah, because he apologized on the radio and everything, and Erica Mena made a big stink about it. But great points.
I just want to say that, Jen, what you said is so true. Unfortunately, most women aren't going to do it. It hurts feelings when a woman says they're not into you, but it's much cheaper on the short term than the long term. And it's much better to take that little bit of pain right then than have someone run you around. You think they like you, and they're cheating on you, or the whole time, it's only a matter of time before they're going to dump you anyway.
Right.
So,
And these men grow bitter from paying.
No, go ahead.
I said these men grow bitter from paying $50 for a steak.
Right. And I have two, because back to George's point, not only do you need us in your life to mentor you, you need to listen to us. Like No Saint said, because either you're going to pay on the front end or you're going to pay on the back end, but the back end comes with interest. I have two men in my life that I love dearly currently. Good freaking men did the same thing. And all the women in their life was like, hey, danger, danger, and
we see it. We see it. And here's the thing, again, free game. We've played those games. I was 20 something. I was 30 something. We've played those games. And here's the thing, you guys don't like to hear it, but being a beautiful woman is the same as being a wealthy man. And you guys, no, it's not. These bitches are broke. These bitches ain't got no money. I could walk into a room with billionaires and walk out with one. You can't walk into a room, a beautiful woman, and walk out with one unless you have money. Or good dick game. And let's keep it 100, guys. A lot of you don't have good dick game.
No.
A lot of you just don't. A lot of you think you do. But a lot of you don't got that magic stroke. So unless you got that magic stroke and that magic dialogue, you're not walking out with a beautiful woman. Of course a bum can get a beautiful woman. But he has to have game. And most of you don't have game. And most of you don't have good dick. But you don't want to hear that. I got to be Kevin Samuels to be telling you this. So you could be like, okay, that's what it is. I'm giving y'all free game tonight. A beautiful woman is the same as a wealthy man. They could both wield their power the exact same way because they know everybody wants to be around them. So when you slide up in a woman's DMs and she's attractive, she done heard exactly what you're saying. Even the ones that are trying to be funny and different, we done heard it every which way in every language, from every walk of life, from every man that walks the earth. We've been there and we heard it. So now we know we got you. And we could finish your script for you. I know what you're going to say.
There are, it's so true. Everything you're saying is so true. There are so many wealthy men out there, lonely, wealthy men that are willing to pay for women to fly across the country, come to their party, spend all kinds of money on jewelry, whatever. I mean, they have more money than they know what to do with. And yet, and a woman, like you said, the currency is the way they look. And there's these sugardaddy.com or whatever it is. Those websites are there for a reason. And guess what? I mean, it's not like one or two rich dudes. It's like there's an endless line of rich guys. It's crazy.
No, say thank
It
you.
is.
Thank you. No, say thank you. Hence, when I was on Access Vegas and Michael Sartain was saying, no, he's not a dime a dozen. I said, this motherfucker, Adam Zosnick, is a dime a dozen. Maybe not to you.
Literally.
Maybe not to you. But when you're an attractive woman, they are a dime a fucking dozen. And he's new money. He's new money. Okay? But he didn't understand that. He didn't grasp it. Why? Because he's a man who thinks he knows the nature of women. And he has his little statistics that he pulls out, right? Only 1% of millionaires. Those are great. Now I'm telling you, this motherfucker's a dime a dozen. Been there, done that. Over and over and over and over and over again, right? So delicious when Raymond Santana, who was in prison for 9 years and got $9 million, slides in her DM. She's like, oh shit, this is going to be super fucking easy. He ain't been around the industry for too long. He's not attractive. So he's going to think I'm the fucking cat's meow. I'm going to be the apple of his eye. I'm going to be the best thing he's ever touched. And she was. Aesthetically, she was. So she had him right here. And that's why I'm saying for her to step out, he must have been a horrible way, which is possible because he did 9 years in prison, or maybe his body was off and he has a
gives me bad
list.
leg. Yeah, that list was working me. I never heard him talk before. That list was working me. And
breath can always be a thing too.
Yes.
It could be something. It could be something that's completely off. This is a man who was in prison 9 years and went in as a child. It's not like he went in as an adult and already had his wits about him. He went in as a child, lost 9 years of 9 years of his life, and now you threw $9 million on him. And I would not be surprised if the next woman is the same thing, because now all she got to do, let me tell you, women are predators. You think men are predators. Oh my God, you guys have no idea. I keep telling y'all that.
I say that all the time. Women are predators. I say that all the time.
All she has to do, go ahead.
Over 40, especially over 40, because a lot of women over 40, a lot of us were created, right? Like, I have to fight off that shit because, earlier experiences, it teaches us to, like, it's so fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's like, so it's like we gotta be careful not to do what was done to us. You gotta be able to heal from those things, but a lot of people aren't healed from those things.
Correct.
And a lot of predators have been created.
Correct.
So
all he has to do, I mean, there are women that literally go, I watched a documentary, they go from state to state, wherever the football players and the baseball players, they frequent the bars, they frequent the lobbies. They tell women, when you're at the airport, this is all free game, guys. This is where these women are lurking, right? They frequent, like, the little lounges at the airports, the car shows. All they got to do is walk around, look halfway decent, little 6-pack, some titties and a little booty and hi. And they don't even have to say anything to you. They could just walk past. They will put themselves. And they know that men are too lustful to pick better, like my thumbnail says. Now, I love this comment here. I was waiting for you. You're a little late, but you're here.
Exhibit A?
A woman with a pleasant personality, submissive, supportive, and friendly is more important than looks. Yes, she is.
Thank you for that comment. And with all that said, you're absolutely right. A woman like that is so much more important. The problem is these bitches walk the planet.
And that's what they care about is that big ass, that little waist, and
she walks the planet. She's here. She's here. And what y'all do every fucking time, if you have access, just like Raymond Santana, that is who you choose. That is who you choose. That's why I said on the thumbnail, are men too lustful to pick better? Because Raymond Santana, you see his personality. You see his looks. He could have easily got with a woman with a pleasant personality, submissive, supportive, friendly, because she's more important than a delicious. Who did he want? Who did he want, Lily?
They want the big booty.
And let's let's be clear. A guy will throw out one of those three things if she looks like that. Like,
Right.
because not just that, she can act friendly. So women are very great at acting. I mean, I'm not saying they're acting all the time, but if they need to, they can act
lot.
friendly
But
and
they act a lot.
flirtatious. Oh,
Yeah.
she's a guy thinks flirtatious is friendly, right? So she knows how to flirt. so and she's fit, right? She may or may not be submissive. I don't know, but she probably wasn't submissive. But a guy will throw that out because the way she, well, okay, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Right.
They'll definitely throw out submissive. But that usually it's funny because all these guys are, oh, she gotta be submissive. And that's usually the first thing they throw out.
True.
That's usually the first thing they throw out. Because biologically, what do they want? That challenge.
Yep.
They want to tame that wild woman. She's sexy. She's better in bed. That's usually the first thing to go. That's why it's comedic that it's the first thing men talk about, because it's usually the first thing to go. I'm far from submissive, and I've dated people, honey. Okay.
Okay.
I would never let a woman disrespect me, and I come straight out, you bitch, right? And they're still, hey, big head, what you doing? But men don't want to hear that. And the retort is usually, yeah, they just want to fuck. You think so? If that makes you feel better, okay. All right. Right? So you guys really got to stop listening to these fucking dating coaches who don't know shit about women but what happened to them. Listen to what I just said again. You have to stop listening to men that don't know shit about the nature of women aside from what happened to them personally. And that's where a lot of these guys are coming from. They're not coming from a PhD. They're not coming from, oh, I've studied this, that. They don't even know the fucking anatomy of a vagina, but they want to tell you the nature of women. You need a female mentor. We dropped a lot of jewels tonight.
Right.
So bookmark this one. You're going to need it. Share it with your buddies. Respond to it. React to it. Let me know on the block with Jen at Gmail if you want to challenge it. Whether you're a woman or a man, we welcome it. Okay? But guys, that was the show for tonight.
That was a good show. That was a good hour because there was some game spilled there. Oh, I want to highlight another. Black Lexicon said he pointed out that her behind was unnatural. We never got to the bottom of that, but no one really cares. I love when they say that. I'm like,
Nobody
no one
cares.
really cares.
Nobody cares. I will say, I always thought her ass was real. Now she
Me
probably,
too.
yeah, because she Delicious has had that ass from like,
I think
oh,
she probably had a
no.
tune-up.
No, she had a tune-up. Wait, she
Yeah.
did, Lily, because no, he's right. Because I did remember I pulled up the pictures of her in that blue dress. And her ass didn't look like that. So he's right.
Yeah, she had a tune-up.
Yeah, and then she's crushing her ribs with the waist trainer and all of that. I mean, of course she's not natural. She got implants and all of that, but men don't care. The point is men don't care.
Right.
The point is men don't care. I mean, they fuck blow up dolls and they don't care.
No, Ruler's back. It wasn't, but definitely check it out. It was a really, really good stream.
So I'll say this. Was this show mainly about older women or younger women? Because I'm in my 20s trying to pick the right one. I will say this. This was mainly about experienced women. However, the women in their 20s are thinking way worse than we were thinking. Like we started thinking like this the older we got because we got game and we know how to make ourselves attractive. However, the women in their 20s, I will warn you, be very, very careful and look for women, not at the club, not on Instagram. Okay. There are women, go to Comic-Con, go to the library, maybe the supermarket. But if you're looking for attractive women in places where she knows she's attractive, you're in for a hell ride because you are not the only man approaching her. If she's attractive, be prepared for she's always, and women are naturally hypergamous. So she's always going to be looking for the better deal. So you can be amazing. But she's going to pull that slot machine. If she's attractive and Drake walks in, you're dead in the water. You, sir, are dead in the water. And that's the cold, hard truth. And that's why I say bait fish you can catch, stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane as a 20-something-year-old, it's a lot safer because women that are attractive are hypergamous and they're always looking to pull that fucking slot on you. So Yeah, just be careful. Women in their 20s, this is a whole different animal. The women in their 20s
Like,
today,
woo! When I say complete predators, like, oh my God,
yeah,
these
it's
young
a
girls,
whole
they are ruthless.
it's a whole different animal. So I have to say, if you want a woman, if you want to stand a chance with a woman, because nothing is 100%, but if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, and you want to have a chance with a woman, you have to go with a woman who's square, who's homely, who's square, who's homely, who's studious, who's very family oriented. She may not look like a Delicious. She may not look like a Charlize Theron or Angelina Jolie, but you have a better shot at that woman being with you and wanting to stay with you. Y'all go after them attractive, vaya con Dios. That's all I can say. Vaya con Dios. Vaya con
Hmm
Dios.
I,
Um,
I gave some
yeah, Lee.
advice to a young man earlier today.
Mhm.
Um, I was pretty much telling him something that we say on the show. I said, listen, stop focusing on women, get your shit together, and like Delicious, I didn't say like Delicious, but because this has always been kind of my ammo, because I'm not the pursuer, right? I'm not the aggressive, but I will place myself in your path,
Absolutely.
right? I will,
Mhm.
and I said, so when you get your shit together, watch, women will place themselves in
Mhm.
your path. You won't even have to think about them. It will be an afterthought. If you could just concentrate on your own shit,
Mhm.
right? You're going to benefit regardless.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And then
Um,
they'll place themselves.
Okay, Mr. Unicorn says the biggest problem is that men don't listen to women. Often women will say what they want, but men are too busy looking. They don't hear shit. George Cook, I agree. George Cook says the prettier they are, the more trouble they are. Absolutely. Because listen, my dad's called me trouble since I was a toddler. He knew what was coming. Um, with that said, if you appreciated this program tonight, do me a favor, say it with your pocket, Cash App on the Block with Jen. This was an amazing show tonight. Short, sweet, to the point. See, you didn't have to watch me for hours and hours and buy my Men of Charge, course. You didn't have to do any of that. I gave you an hour worth of game so you could survive out here with these women. Okay. And I didn't say sign up to my masculinity hoedown for $59.99. None of that. You didn't have to do none of that. But if you want to support the show, Cash App on the Block with Jen. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Any parting words, family, before we go? Even No Saint learned some shit. He was like, well, shit.
Okay. You taking notes?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say another RIP. I'm seeing these daily. RIP to Steve Harwell. He was a singer of Smash Mouth. Died at 56 of liver failure. Had a drinking problem.
Okay, rest in peace, whoever that is.
Okay, remember that All-Star song? Do you remember the All-Star song? This is 2 in a row you don't know that.
I could never remember.
Wait,
I remember
I
the
think
band.
I think I saw Smash Mouth in Vegas some years back. Let me see if it's the same guy.
They said he had a myriad of health issues over the past several years. Like,
okay, no, that's not even the same guy. No, my bad. No, I didn't know. This isn't the same. Because the guy I'm talking about was blonde.
You're an all-star.
That song I know. That song I know.
Yes, that's the song. That's the most. That's the.
I couldn't remember what song they had.
Poor baby. Well, RIP for real. Okay, so YouTube Press, thank you for the last super chat of the night. Great show, y'all. All right, guys. Good night. We will see you mañana. Share this one. This one is a hot one. Again, if you want to react to it. If you want to come up on the panel and challenge it, whether you're a woman or a man, we can do that too. Just hit me up. All right, guys. Good night.
Good night.
And hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door for mama. Was that not a good show? That was some edumacation, y'all. Okay, bookmark this. Show it to your sons. Remember it, all right? All right, guys. And I'm out.